So the most important thing to know about Dick Cheney is that he was a complete failure. Dick Cheney, the vice president in the George W. Bush administration from 2001 to 2009, is reckoned to be the main motivating force behind the Bush administration's crimes. Vice presidents aren't usually powerful. Dick Cheney was very, very powerful. He was, frankly, a monster, responsible for millions of deaths, probably the worst thing that's happened in the Middle East since Genghis Khan. Truly, truly nightmarishly bad person. But, he has died. He is no longer on this planet. And I'm not like a huge dancing on the grave of people who've died person. Though certainly he deserves no respect and no good feeling as he departs this planet. But rather, I don't want to be too vociferous, too nasty. I just want to talk about how he was a failure on every metric. Before he was the butcher of the Middle East, Dick Cheney was a strongly, strongly conservative politician. And he was sort of out ahead of the game, like being hyper conservative. When there were still liberal Republicans, he ran on making the country more Christian, more dignified, more conservative, and moral. And I don't think you have to look any further than the current leader of the Republican Party, Donald Trump, to see that was a complete failure. Christianity is essentially it is a dying component of Republican politics. Nobody who's a serious Christian who cares about morals, dignity, the tenor of our conversation could even think of supporting the current Republican president. It's like sort of the Christian approach to politics has died. So in that respect, Dick Cheney contributed to that, and he's a complete failure. When he did come into office, his whole shtick was American power and making America more powerful. Obviously, there was a lot of corruption, and he did die a wealthy man because of his corruption and destruction. But he did, I believe, on some level, think he was making the United States more powerful. And in every metric, that was a complete failure. Thanks to his leadership, we've spent a quarter century mired in Middle East failure, making it a true hellscape that we will eventually be kicked out of. But while we've done that, we've lost any initiative we had in Asia. Dick Cheney is probably the guy who did the most to make the United States lose in Asia and eventually lose Taiwan, etc. So yeah, he's a failure. That's what should be remembered.